Mildred D. Brown in the Omaha Star, A Rigorous Life. Course and Legacy Analysis. Early Life and Beginnings. Mildred Brown, the editor of the Omaha Star in Omaha, Nebraska, began her journey with a dedication to community journalism and local engagement. Her work started early, and she built a reputation for being hands-on and involved in the press industry. Professional journey and impact. Throughout her career, Mildred Brown offered opportunities for young people to gain experience in the field. One individual recalls working with Sister Brown 3 times. First, at around age 10 or 11 at Cardinal Press, under the guidance of a major printer and his wife. The second experience was delivering newspapers on Saturdays, which even led to their picture being featured in one of the papers. The third time was after graduating from commercial art school, when they sold ads for Mildred Brown in the Omaha Star, while also helping to lay out the paper. These experiences provided valuable lessons, especially in the skills of copying and pasting material for publication. Legacy in Omaha. Mildred Brown's influence continues to be felt in Omaha. She was known for her mentorship and dedication to developing young talent. Her legacy is reflected in those who learned from her and contributed to the Omaha Star, ensuring the ongoing relevance and impact of the newspaper in the community. Executive Summary. Mildred D. Brown's public significance in Omaha rests on a rare combination of roles: entrepreneurial publisher, civic organizer, and movement communicator, whose newsroom functioned as both a community mirror and an organizing node for local civil rights campaigns. Her co-founding and long stewardship of the Omaha Star, first issue dated the 9th of July 1938, created a durable institution that A. recorded Black social life and achievement, B. framed discrimination as a solvable local policy and labor market problem, and C. operationalized boycott and buy where you can work strategies through consistent, repeated coverage. The most consequential, well-documented mid-career pattern is her integration of journalism with collective action infrastructure. A strong example is the 1947-1960 period of DePorres Club activity. Brown and the paper amplified boycotts and equal employment campaigns, and Brown personally appeared in the civic arena, for example, addressing Omaha City Council in June 1952 to press for hiring black bus drivers and ending Lily White hiring in the transit company. Her editorial stance combined uplift framing, explicitly valuing positive community news and political participation, with direct pressure tactics, advertising refusals and boycotts. The uplift plus accountability blend is visible in educational segregation coverage as well. A 1953 Smithsonian National Museum of American History PDF reproduces an Omaha Star editorial challenging segregation in teacher hiring and placement in Omaha's public schools, credited courtesy of Library of Congress. Her legacy is unusually concrete because so much of it is institutionalized in places, archives, and commemorations. The Star's long microfilmed run at History, Nebraska, film holdings described as 1,938 present, Omaha Public Library microfilm and digital archive access points, State and Professional Hall of Fame recognitions, Nebraska Press Association Hall of Fame, Omaha Press Club Hall of Fame, and a dedicated park adjacent to the Star building. Several key biographical facts remain genuinely contested in publicly accessible, official sources, especially birth year and birthplace. A Nebraska Studies biography states she was born in Bessemer, Alabama in 1915. A Creighton Oral History Summary identifies her as 1905. 1989, and born in Birmingham. A peer-reviewed Nebraska history article also states, born in Alabama in 1905, without a specific city. This report therefore treats early life demographics as an evidentiary conflict and flags any choice of one version over another as unresolved pending vital records or an accessible full oral history transcript. Method and key sources. This report prioritizes primary and official materials that are A. publicly accessible online, and B. traceable to institutions you specified. The core evidentiary spine is primary, official institutional sources. Nebraska Studies Biography, Nebraska Public Media Learning Site, that synthesizes archival images credited to History Nebraska and attributes portions to the 3 Nebraska Women.net program, It also provides specific operational details about the newspaper's early staffing roles and the 1943 divorce transition. Creighton University Digital Repository Oral History Summary. Metadata for Oral History Interview with Mildred Brown, 1971, including scope notes and biographical identifiers, but not the full transcript. History Nebraska's publication of Amy Helene Force's peer-reviewed Nebraska history article, Mildred Brown and the DePores Club, and an official History Nebraska blog excerpting that article. These materials document Brown's activism style, boycott infrastructure, and financial constraints using citations and contemporaneous references. Smithsonian, Library of Congress, credited reproduction of a 1953 Omaha Star editorial on school segregation in Omaha teacher hiring. Placement: History Nebraska Manuscript, Finding Aid, RG 5503, AM, describing in 1984 scrapbook of correspondence, created for a public tribute honoring Brown, plus associated photocopies, and included World Herald articles, photocopies. Historic Preservation Documentation, a Nebraska State Reconnaissance Level Survey for North Omaha, 2016, describing the Omaha Star building's significance and Brown's centrality, and the Federal Register listing of the Omaha Star property among pending NRHP nominations, December 2007. Access and Holdings, Omaha Public Library's microfilm listing and local digital archives, including Omaha Star Digital Archive via Newsbank. History Nebraska's African American Resources, PDF listing Omaha Star microfilm, 1938, present, and noting other related collections with originals at the Library of Congress. For example, NAACP branch files, Urban League records, contemporary local and national reporting on ongoing legacy projects, local journalism documenting recent ownership in the current museum, renovation plan for the Star Building, WOW 2023, KETV 2026, Preservation Sector Narrative, from National Trust for Historic Preservation, framing the paper's continuing Black women's leadership and reporting Sanders' 2023 purchase through a nonprofit model. The Omaha Star's own site for archive access, 1938 present, via Newsbank. The Durham Museum Digital Collections item for a portrait of Mildred Brown in the Durham's permanent exhibits page, referencing the Brown family and the Omaha Star story within Omaha Migration Narratives. Gaps and conflicting accounts, birth year and birthplace are the most serious conflicts in the accessible record. Nebraska Studies. Born in Bessemer, Alabama in 1915, graduating at age 16 inches 1,931. Creighton Oral History Metadata. Summary: 1,905, 1,989. Born in Birmingham, Alabama. Summary form, not full transcript. Nebraska History. Force. Born in Alabama in 1905. City not specified. This report does not choose among these. Where a date or detail is disputed, it is labeled conflicting. Where a detail is simply absent from all accessible sources used here, it is labeled unspecified. Early life and education. Birth and family background. Brown's Alabama origins are consistent across sources, but not the specific city or year. One institutional biography calls her notable Nebraskan status and states she was born in Bessemer in 1915 to a prominent Black family, with the father described as a respected minister. A Creighton Oral History Summary identifies her as Mildred D. Brown, 1905, 1989, and says she was born in Birmingham, the daughter of a teacher and minister. A peer-reviewed Nebraska history article likewise states she was born in Alabama in 190 City on the cited, excerpted lines. Analytical note: the 1915 claim is internally aligned with Nebraska Studies' age 16 inches 1931 graduation narrative. The 1905 claim is reinforced by both an academic history article and oral history metadata. Resolving the conflict likely requires a birth certificate, census record, or the full 1971 transcript, not publicly available in the Creighton repository item is accessed. Education and professional formation. Education is better documented than birth details, but still includes date discrepancies. Nebraska Studies states she graduated from Miles Memorial Teachers College in Birmingham in 1931 and became an English teacher. The Creighton Oral History Summary says she received a Miles College degree in 1932 Teacher Training, English. Later studied journalism at Drake University and also attended Morningside College. Interpretive framing. Across versions, her pathway is legible as a teacher to publisher trajectory. Teacher training provides rhetorical discipline and community authority. Journalism coursework provides technical framing, and advertising copy work becomes the bridge that later funds and stabilizes a community paper through paid notices and local business relationships. The advertising emphasis is explicitly stated in Nebraska Studies' early newspaper roles and is consonant with the boycott strategy later documented by Force. Advertising refusal as leverage. Early career and mobility. Sources converge on a multi-city route that connects Great Migration-era mobility to press work. Nebraska Studies narrates marriage to S. Edward Gilbert, 1936, moves to Chicago and Des Moines, then a move to Sioux City, where Gilbert became editor of The Silent Messenger, and Brown sold ads and wrote copy experience explicitly described as preparation for launching the Omaha Star. When they relocated to Omaha, Nebraska Studies says Brown sold ads for the Omaha Guide, positioning her at the intersection of Black civic readership and the local advertising economy just before founding the Star. Thank you. Please share, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to be posted when we have a new video. Make a comment. We answer all comments personally. We love lovers and haters too. We will try to put out a positive video. Thanks again, and may the rest of your life be the best of your life. Oren Z.